everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video, you might just be able to see it behind me, we are going stone picking. 25 acres to pick for 3 different men, 3 different farms, separated by a bit of distance. I'm trying to back out the avenue now. It's a bit of a late start. Well, I had an early start. I had to go finish mowing from yesterday, and it just, it took a bit longer than anticipated, so I'm running about an hour and a half behind myself, which not ideal. But anyways, it's all systems a go. There's rain coming Thursday, and this is kind of a last ditch effort. If I don't get the stones picked today and tomorrow morning, I'm going to miss out on it. We're all going to be receding Wednesday to have it done before Thursday's rain. We're going Bayhon. So first up we head for Mullingar country, and then we have to head west after that, so a bit of a travel between there and then west. So we're heading on for Ballinasloe and 2 jobs out that way. I'm greased, I'm serviced, I'm oiled, I'm fueled. I don't think I'm forgetting everything. Touch wood. It's a nice, straightforward, uneventful video with absolutely no issues, because I'll be away from the yard and everyone else is too busy to come to me. So yeah. Oh yeah. Bayhon. And we have started picking stones. So this is a pretty stony piece of ground we're in. Big one. That is definitely one for the front legs. So some of this field isn't too bad, and some of it is very stony. So we just have to pick our places. And you'll see a lot at the back of my head when I'm actually going down the lines, because I spend all my time looking behind me, and you may notice finger on the yellow spool, just adjusting my depth. I would have loved to have got the automatic depth control, but it just wasn't an option when I was buying this. The auto steer is an absolute joy to use with this, because I'm not trying to see where I'm going. I can just look behind me and concentrate on adjusting my depth control and let the tractor do its own thing. So it does make my life a hell of a lot easier. Sometimes it gets a little bit behind itself, especially when there's too much clay. It's a little bit soddy, this, and that is just what's catching me there now. This is a bit too soddy. It just tends to kind of clog it a bit. I also think I'm just about full too. Yeah, I'm just about full. We have a massive drum from us with a dumper, so that speeds me up massively. It's the difference of an acre an hour. So it is, having someone drawing the stone from me. It's unreal. It just speeds me up so much. I'm about 40 meters from where I stopped the last time. So usually how it works is, once you get in and you get the first round done, you usually end up stopping the same spot every time. She might take in this bit of a stone that blocked on me when there's nothing in the hopper. Yeah, she fired it in there. Auto steer engaged. I'm back into cruising. So you can see that's what it was like. That's what it looks like after being picked. That's just a wee bit rough. I'm going to drop her back in gear going through that pass now. Try and keep her in second gear if I can, because when I drop down into first, anytime you start turning, and that becomes an absolute slog. So it does. Try and get through. That is most certainly the stoniest I've ever seen. Am I blocked? No, I'm not blocked. Drop her back now, do this pass. For more time to munch. Ooh, that stone could be That stone blocked her. Right, I'm going to put down the camera because it's taking too much concentration to hold the camera and try and pick stones. So as you may see from this side of the field, it's not as stony. I can pick it up a gear. The far side, there's a bit of a hill in the middle, and this side seems to be not too bad. Far side is stony. So keep tipping away here. That is the stone picker in action. There's a savage job on a bit of ground for this. Savage. 2 rounds of the field, and this is what I couldn't put through the stone picker. So just unload it so I can get the next big ones on the next round. There's a hydraulic top link, would be handy. Now, big load of stone on. I'm telling you, there is just some amount of stone on this field. It is crazy. We're on the 4th round now. One more round and then I start ups and downs, and then I start making a bit of progress. There's a good pile of stone there behind me. Kinda you keep going till it starts regurgitating a heap of stones at you. So you always start off with this wee pile of stone. So I can tip along a bit faster this side, it's not as stony. But I think we're getting at least a dumper around at the minute. Maybe even there could be 5 dumpers gone in at the minute, and I've tipped one and emptied the front twice, and I have one hellish big stone there at the minute. It's half the size of the grab or the stone fork. There's about one more stone the same size of that I've seen in the field, and apart from that, not too bad. This part of the field is actually quite nice. Now there's not a whole lot, so we can skim along here, go a bit faster. 4.2, maybe go up another one, just skim along, because there's nothing apart from the couple of small ones. There's not a lot, so it's just skim along, speed up the job, try and keep the acres an hour up. But I'd say in this job I am at an acre an hour, I would imagine, because it's like you can see they're just starting to come into the stony ground. Slow down again, stony to the corner. So yeah, that's the crack. Slow enough going now. You see what it's like? See what it's like now? It's like that. It's like that now. Savage difference. Absolutely savage, I think. Anyways, you let me know in the comments what do you think. Do you think it's doing a good job turning that into that? Might be better if you're outside looking at it, but anyways, pay attention to where I'm at. We keep picking away now. We're on ups and downs. 5 rounds of the field done. It's only taken 3 hours, 2 hours. Actually only 2 hours. It's not too bad. So we're on ups and downs. So look what that's like. We're going to snap our fingers and it's picked. And that's now what it looks like. So the stones you can see here are either ones that went through the sieve, as you see they're kind of all scraped into the centre, or there's a couple that weren't just protruding enough for the stone rake to catch it. Because I'm only working on the top couple of inches of soil. She will root up a stone to a certain extent, but she will not dig up a stone. She'll root it up, but she won't dig it up. So she will, a stone that's barely exposed but has a good deep body in it in the ground, she'll just skim across. She'll slip the belt and just slide across it. So when you hit a bit of unlevel ground, it can be a little bit difficult, because the further you try and stick it into the ground, the more likely it is to start slipping on you. We are trying to keep the centre in the ground and one side is dug into a brow. But yeah, no, we're getting on well here now. Oh, that's the back broke. His uncle used to say that's half the field done. The back is broke on it. So we keep at it. That is us finished. So just doing a quick run round, just a couple of wee stones here and there sticking up. Just going to nab a few of them on the way back over to emptying the last bit. Taking I'd say about 2 hours longer than what I was expecting it to. Just on the size, it's 2.88 hectares. So that's about 7 acres. I'd say without a shadow of a doubt, the stoniest bit of ground that I've stone picked. we got a pretty good job done on it now. Did that for a pile of stone off 7 acres. So we clean off everything off the front, we empty what's in the hopper, we fold up, and then we're baiting on. We are in the east of home and now we're heading west, so we have a good drive ahead of us, but that's just how the jobs have lined up. Anyways, that is a pile and a half of stone. A pile and a half. Oh, that's us folded. Can see the difference now. I'd say there's still a lot of stones out there. If you were to go hard at it with levelers and stuff, you'd turn up the same amount again, but some improvement from when we started. Anyways, time to bay on to the west. You know you're getting into good stone picking country when you start seeing stone walls. Have arrived just after 9 o'clock, so wee bit of a drive, not sure how never. So we're just about to start. When we get the field mapped, press all the right buttons. When we get the field mapped, I will show you where we're at. It is stone wall country. It doesn't actually seem too bad, so it doesn't, in comparison to what we done earlier in the video. So the soil here seems to be quite sandy, so it seems to be quite dusty. So I'm going to start mapping out the field there now. Quite hard to see actually what's going on, so it's more of a listening job, this one. Last job I could see soil was damp enough that there wasn't much dust, could see what I was doing. This I have to be listening out for the noise of the drum going round. We'll pick it up then and see what we got on. Shouldn't be too bad, this. So we are working away here. The soil is in super condition for this job. The stones are kind of few and far between. It's not particularly stony ground, but there's just a nice scatter of them in certain parts. In other parts there's not too much. Whoever built the stone walls definitely took the most of them out of the field anyways. Definitely totally different job than the last one. So it's just a matter of trying to race across where there's not a lot, and then pull her back where there is. The likes of just coming up here now to stones here, and just see how we go on really. But yeah, start now. Say we should be finished soon enough now for today. But yeah, it's proven to be a bit difficult now just to get this setting right on the stone picker. If I go too deep, it tends to block and I don't gather a whole lot, and then it's just find that sweet spot. And we are back next day, hoping we get this done in 2 hours, and then we're baiting on back down the road to home. The other job that was to be done here is very cloddy, and I'm not sure whether it's just the more clods is in it, the more I'm going to gather, because it picks everything bigger than an inch, no matter what it is. Bigger than an inch, it goes in the tank. So we're fairly horsing along here, because as you can see there's not much in this area, so it's behind where there's not a lot, slower down where there is stuff. So she's just sweeping the ground there, picking up anything that's just on top, nice and handy. Hoping 2 hours will see us out of this, and then we have that job that I'm not sure about. It's basically what you see there in front of me, the way that's all kind of very scrawy. That's kind of what that's like, and where the scraw, it just doesn't work that terribly well. It just scatters the scraw. But once I have that done, then, or whether I'm doing it or not, then there's another job closer to home, so we'll see how we get on. So this is the last round of the field, and then we're on ups and downs. Once we hit ups and downs, that's when we really pick up a bit of speed and you really start to get through the ground. So we're flying along here, just grading. There's not much left there to be done. It's mostly this brow here in front of me. So, but we are absolutely flying it here. There's a couple of big stones. I was told just to leave the big stones behind, just to save on time, that they come along and lift them all themselves with a teleporter. Just to save on time. I have the stone fork, I can lift them, but it takes time. So, anyways, we're flying along here. Just coming up to the stony bit, we start to bring her back. But yeah, flying it. Absolutely flying it. That is the field picked. So there is maybe 24 stones. There's big ones there that I was just asked to leave behind. They lift them with the telly after the fact. But apart from that, happy enough for that job. Done well. Very dusty. I know I didn't film much because I just pressure's kind of on to keep moving, to just try and get to everyone before the rain that's coming. So I just don't have time to throw up the drone. Maybe in the next job, we'll see. I have it there beside me. But yeah, stone picker is going well now. So we bait on across the way now, and we get to the next man. So anyways, we're bait on. We've started the next job. So I have the field mapped, and they're going to sow straight after me. They're the John Deere Power Hire, and I think it's an ATV, or no, APV seeder. So what we will be doing, I mapped it, and now I'm starting ups and downs so that they can sow straight away, then do the headlands last, as it doesn't really, just so that they can be sown away. Make sure that they get done and I get done. So you haul and drawn away from me, and yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too stony. There's parts like the last job, parts of it really stony, parts of it not very stony. There's a bit of scraw to it, but it doesn't seem to be going too bad. It seems to be quite well harrowed out of it now, to be fair to them. It's quite well done. So it's just tip away here now, and yeah, we pick more stones, but the dust does leave it quite hard to be able to see exactly what's going on behind me. So you can't see too well through the dust, but yeah, we're baiting on well here now. So we bit of a change of plan to the job. It's actually not that terrible stony, but it's quite scrawy, especially down that end of the field. There's not a lot of stones, whereas the hill there, the strip in front of me and a bit of a hill out there has stones. So what we've decided to do is just pick the stony bits and not run across at all. Just makes the most sense, because with the amount of scraw, like it's pretty heavy scraw. It's causing the stone picker isn't picking it up, it's just balling it up in front of itself, and there's not enough stone out there to warrant the extra work I'm creating in balling up scraw. So just picking, hopefully about another hour, 2 hours should see me finished. So I'll be picking maybe about a third of the field that's here ish. So that's where we're at now. So it's getting really hard to see what's going on. It's just so dusty. And we were on the road again, so it didn't take too long just to tidy up that job now. This is what it is. Happy out, got a bit of grub, big thank you. I'm ahead, which is the main thing. So yeah, no, happy out now. Pretty nice job. There was a bit of scraw throughout it, which was left it a little bit more difficult to pick, but I think we got on pretty good now. We just picked where the stones were the worst, and they're happy out. So just rang the next customer. Wasn't sure whether I was going to make them in time, because like everyone, with the rain that's in the forecast, I might have said it about 100 times already, but they're just concerned while trying to get it in. But anyways, they're all on board for getting their stones picked. So it's going to take me about an hour and a half to get back out of the west, back to home, which is it's back to basically not that far from us, so a lot closer to home the next job. And then we'll see how we got on tonight. I think it's a pretty big field. It could be 8 or 10 acres, which is, you know, you're talking 5 hours picking, depending on the stones. So how long we'll go for, how much we get done tonight. Rain is supposed to be raining around 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. Anyways, we'll get that far and we'll see what the crack is. So we're going behind back out the west. So we've been in the east, we've been in the west, and now it's time to be on back round home to pick a few more stones. And to be fair, that job only came in when I was gone away to pick stones. If I had to come in beforehand, I'd have picked them stones first. We'll be on down the road, get a bit closer to home. We've just arrived in the next job. It's a pretty big field now, but I would imagine I'm only picking certain parts of the field. I don't think I'll be running across it all, because as you can see, it ain't too bad. I'm actually gone to the point now, after that first job in the video, I'm now, everything compared to that isn't stony. That was just so stony. So when it comes to unfolding the machine, I work everything off the manual spools at the back. It just means I'm on the ground. I can take out the transport locks or transport pins, and just use me getting in and out. So just go wait for the farmers coming with tractor and trailer, just see what exactly he wants done. I'd say just run round the stony patches, not all of it, I would imagine, but you never know. Fair out a few stones picked now. I wonder if you were to add it up in tons of weight, how much it is, or like, I've definitely lost track of how many times I've tipped out a hopper full. So I also have to make sure to pull the tires, because if the tire is pushed back like that, then the lock won't come up. So you have to pull both of them out. So I can adjust how far it lets them down to bolts there, and then I also adjust how deep the outside of the rotors runs on this top link here. So I have it set that it's running about an inch in the ground on the outside, and then you work that ram there then for your depth control of how deep the center is. So that's how it's set up. There's not much more to it really. So we've the rounds off the field. We're now into the ups and downs. It's in lovely order for picking. It's just pure dust, like, and I'm able to tip her on quite lively, doing 4.6 kilometers an hour. I can push her another little bit, but I save that for when we're in less stony. We're getting into a bit stonier down here, so drop her back a gear. The way the machine works, the harder you go, the more she's going to let go through the rotors. So that's why I just want to slow her back when you're in the heavier stuff. See there now, missed the stone, so lift it back. That's just the thing, is to get the forward speed right. You get the forward speed right, you're sound. Just going a bit too hard there. I didn't get stuck. Right. Anyways, things are going well, and we should be out here in hopefully not too long. I don't think it's going to take too long. It's in right good order for picking. Really good order. So we're well on our way here on ups and downs. I'd say we're not too far off halfway, and they're just started sowing there behind me now. So we're working away from that side across. So yeah, everything is tipping away there nicely. Once we get about halfway up the field, then I can tip up a gear, bottom end go a bit slower. Visibility is poor, to say the least. So what I'm watching for is there's a wee depth rod on the ram, and I'm just watching where that is. So there's no like measurement to say you're in an inch or in half an inch, whatever, but I'm just watching where that is and just kind of matching that then every time I go up and down, just to try and keep a depth on average. So anyway, here diesel is getting a bit on the low side, but I think we'll be alright. We're only averaging 10 litres an hour at the minute, so it's not too wild now. And that is us finished, and there is the rain. I tell you, I timed my departure to the T, and that has to been, it's just what you call a lovely job to pick. It was just, yeah, it was very well tilled. Everything about it was just 110. All the big stones have been pre-picked out of it. There was one or two. I didn't have to, no blockages, didn't have to stop to put in one. Everything was 110, and that makes just the job so much faster. And On a usual job, you could be looking at maybe 20 to yeah, it's about 20 to 40% clay, depending on how much sod and how many clumps and how well it's tilled. But that, I'd say 1% or less, is the cleanest sample I think I've ever got of a job. Just, yeah, smashing, absolutely smashing. So anyways, time for us to be on home. That's 2 days on the country picking stones. That's all my stone picking up to date, and I'm done quite literally just before the rain. We were in the east, we were in the west. I'll get home now, so it's gone past 12. Liv was wondering where I am at. So anyways, we will abate on.